let's come into mountain pose. So feet together. You want to make sure your knees are over your ankles, your hips are over your knees. Slightly tuck your tailbone in, roll your shoulders back and down. Slightly tuck your chin in. You want to feel like there's a string being pulled through the top of your head. So you want to stand up really tall. Coming in a mountain pose. We're coming into our bodies. Close your eyes if you'd like. Just take a moment. Get present into our practice tonight. Then we're going to start to take those yogic breaths. So we're going to inhale, push the belly out. You can put one hand on your belly if you'd like. Exhale, push your belly in. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. And from here, let's bring our hands to our heart. Close our eyes, bring our thumbs into our chest. We'll create an intention for our practice tonight. We'll center ourselves by connecting with our own spirit. So focus on the center of your chest. If you don't see a color, just make one up. So you're acknowledging your spirit, acknowledging your healing guides, your ancestors, your guardian angels, and the highest versions of themselves. And then the higher power. We'll just create an intention for our practice tonight. Maybe you want to stretch something. Maybe you want to work something out. It's the summer solstice. Was the summer solstice yesterday. So there's a lot of energy to work with. So whatever your intention is, just make it really clear so you can use that energy to focus it on what we want to get done tonight. Okay, let's take one inhale and exhale. Okay, let's do some forward folds. So we're going to warm up the spine. So inhale, reach up really tall, and then come forward, bending at the hips. And then slowly roll to the top. We're going to do that 10 times. So keep going. So you can stay on the toes, or you can lift the heels and come up onto the toes. Just warming up the spine. Back to mountain pose. Feet together, knees over your ankles, hips over your knees. Slightly tuck that tailbone in. Roll your shoulders back and down. Slightly tuck the chin in. Feel that string being pulled to the top of your head. Okay, so we're gonna do some sun salutations. So we're gonna come to the front of our mat. And we're gonna come back into mountain pose, hands by our sides, stand up really tall. And we're gonna bring our hands to our heart, and then we're gonna reach back, but we're gonna protect the low back by reaching through the rib cage. So you're bringing the navel in towards the spine, and we're lifting through the rib cage so we protect the low back. So we're gonna inhale, lift back, and then exhale, come forward, bending out the hips. Come into your forward fold, so grab behind the legs here, behind your calves, your ankles. You're gonna feel a stretch all down the back of the thighs. Make sure you're taking those yogic breaths. And then we'll start with the right foot back into a high lunge. So make sure your knee stays over your ankle. And then left foot comes back into plank, feet together. Spread your fingertips as far apart as you can here. Make sure your shoulders stay over your wrists. And then chaturanga, come halfway down and come all the way down. We're going to come into cobra pose, elbows under the shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and down, gently look up. You want to feel the expansion across your chest. So we're getting the shoulder blades onto the back here. Take some deep breaths here. So keep breathing in cobra pose. And then we're going to push back into downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. You want to bend your knees if that feels good. You want to drive your tailbone up towards the sky. Drive your heels down towards the mat. You can shake your head yes and no if that feels good. Just take some really deep breaths here. We're looking between our feet. You can look either between your feet or up towards your navel. Pedal your feet left and right if that feels good. And then we're going to look forward. We're going to bring the right foot through. Make sure the knee stays over the ankle.
Help you guys figure out why you have IBS so that way you can fix it. So the
big breaths, really breathe.
of
In, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in.
about leaky gut, we are talking
Left
about
foot forward. And we're going to slowly roll to the top. Your head comes up last. Coming back to mountain pose. Make sure your knees are over your ankles, hips are over your knees. Slightly tuck your tailbone in. Roll your shoulders back and down. Really feel the expansion across your chest. Slightly tuck that chin in. Stand up really tall. Coming into Tadasana, this is mountain pose. So this is really grounding. We're grounding ourselves in our body, into the earth. We're grounding our first chakra that's located at the base of the spine. This is our safety and security, our feeling grounded. Okay, let's do our sun salutation on the other side. So bring your hands to your heart, and then we're going to protect the low back by lifting through the rib cage. So bring your navel in towards your spine. Now we're going to inhale, lift up through the rib cage, and then exhale, come forward, bending at the hips, grabbing the back of the calves or the ankles. Take some deep breaths here. Inhale through the nose, push the belly out. Exhale through the nose, push the belly in. Remember, when the head is above the heart, we can't hear the heart. We want to get the head under the heart, which we're doing in this position. That way we can listen to the heart and what it has to say. The head is always lying to us, telling us things that aren't true, worrying about things that don't matter, running compulsive, obsessive thoughts about nothing that you don't even want to think about. See if you can ask yourself what your heart has to tell you. Okay, then we're going to bring the left foot back into a lunge. Make sure the knee stays over the ankle. And then bring the right foot back into plank. So keep your butt low. Spread your fingertips as far apart as you can here. Spread the thumb and the pinky as far apart as you can. Feet together. Keep your butt low. Zip your navel up into your spine. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists. Chaturanga. Come halfway down. Come all the way down, and then we're going to come into cobra pose. So your hands are under your shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, come down. And let's do that one more time. Really see if we can get the expansion in the chest. Keep your elbows by your sides. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. And we're going to push back into downward dog. Again, feet hip width apart. Drive your heels towards the mat. Drive your tailbone up towards the sky. Pedal your feet left and right if that feels good. This time, let's look up towards the navel. We're going to look forward. We're going to bring that left foot through into a high lunge. And then bring the right foot forward. Then slowly roll to the top. Your head's going to come up last. Come back to mountain pose. Feet together, roll the shoulders back and down. Okay, let's come into warrior one. So we're going to bring the left foot back. We're going to line up the heel with the middle of our left foot. Knee is over the ankle. Square your hips to the front of the room. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, come into your lunge. Really keep squaring your hips to the front of the room. Look down, make sure your knees over your ankles still. Take some deep breaths here. If you feel like your shoulders are really up by your ears, just relax your shoulders, staying strong. With fingers here. And then bring the arms down, bring the left foot forward. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So we're gonna bring our left foot comes forward, our right foot comes back. Right foot is at an angle. The middle of your heel is lined up with the middle of the right foot. Make sure your knee stays over your ankle. Square your hips to the front of the room. Inhale, come into warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. If you feel like your shoulders are really tight up by your ears, see if you can relax your shoulders but stay strong through the fingers and the hands. Drop your shoulders down. Take some deep breaths here. Drop the arms down, bring that right foot forward, shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do some shoulder rolls. So come back to mountain pose, feet together, stand up really tall. Okay, let's do 5 shoulder rolls to the back. And then 5 to the front. And then come back to mountain pose. We're going to do eagle pose, Garudasana on the right. So bring the right arm up, and then we're going to find that point in front of us to help us balance. It's called our dristi. So just find one point in front of you, stare at that. Bring that left arm under, bring the right foot over into a curtsy, or you can bring your feet off on the floor. If you've been doing this for a while, bring your feet up into a curtsy. It's a balancing pose. So you can bring your elbows up to shoulder level and bring your hands away from your face. If that hurts, just stay in the position that you're in. Just make sure you're taking the yogic breaths. And release that. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So find the point in front of you that helps you balance. And then bring your left arm up, bring your right arm under, and then bring that left foot over, coming into a curtsy, or keep your feet on the mat. Try to bring your elbows up to shoulder level, bring your hands away from your face. Release your hands, release your arms. Shake that out if you need to. Come back to mountain pose. Lower your shoulders back and down. Stand up really tall. Coming into mountain pose. This pose is so important. Constantly on our phones, on our computers. Really want to get that expansion across the chest. We want to stand up really tall. We want to have a really straight spine, not just for our posture, but so that way we can run that Kundalini energy, that energy that's always there at the base of the spine. But we want to have that energy be able to rise to the top of the head so we can commune with the divine. And that way we don't have any blocks. So that's why we're creating a really strong, straight spine, clearing out the energy. Okay, let's come into chair pose. So feet hip width apart. We're gonna bring all the weight into the heels. Inhale, bring the arms up. Make sure the knees are behind the toes. Take some deep breaths here. See if you can go any lower. Looking forward. Release that. Inhale, reach up really tall. We're going to come into ragdoll. Come onto your heels, come forward, bending at the hips. Grab the elbows here. Take some deep breaths. Anything feels tight, just send your breath to those tight spaces. Shake your head yes and no if that feels good. Just let the jaw go. And then we're going to drop the arms, bring the right arm to the left foot. Inhale, lift up through that left twist. Exhale, come down, switch sides. Inhale, bring the right arm up into a twist. Exhale. And then come back to center. Slowly roll to the top. Your head comes up last. Okay, let's come into a seated position. So that is really crooked. Okay, so we're gonna come into a seated position. We're gonna bring the arms up.
come into a seated position and we are going to do the insanity meditation because we're all insane and we've lost our minds. Just kidding. But it's called the insanity meditation. And it's really important for balancing your emotions. So we're going to sit in easy pose. It's done in silence. I'm going to do it for 40 days. And I suggest that you try doing it for 40 days too. And then we can all see our results. So let's just do it once together. So it's 2 minutes long. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your right hand over the left, like this, right hand over the left, and then the thumb tips are touching, and your hands are just in your lap, like this, in front of you. And then let me get a timer going. Hold on. Okay, right hand over the left, thumb tips touching, and then this is our drishti, our gaze. The eyes are going at the tip of the nose. So we're looking down at the tip of the nose. We're opening our mouth as wide as we can. We're putting the tip of the tongue on the top of the roof of the mouth. And we're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. So right hand on top of left, open up the mouth as wide as you can. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. We're looking down at the tip of the nose. We're breathing through the nose. Inhale, exhale, and just come into easy pose. Okay, so your homework is for the next 40 days to do that. It helps regulate our emotions and it's clearing out our repeating obsessive thoughts. So that one's important. So we're going to do that for 40 days, right? Today is day 1. I'm excited. So let's come into cat-cow. We're going to come onto all fours. We're going to inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. I'm going to keep going. balancing all 7 chakras when we balance when we do cat-cow. And then inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. And then push back into child's pose. Take some deep breaths here. So when we're doing these kriyas, we're not only just moving our physical body, we're moving the subtle body as well, which means we're moving up the prana, the life force energy in your system. So that's why you feel so great after yoga. So these aren't just physical exercises. We're using the breath to move the life force energy through the astral spine. We're moving it up the chakras. We're getting that kundalini energy. That's always that potential energy at the base of the spine. We're getting it moving to the top of the head. So that way we are grounded, we are in sync, everything seems to be going our way, we are more prosperous, we are more easily able to commune with the divine. All these things happen when you align that kundalini energy in your spine. Okay, let's come into a seated position. We're going to do our addiction meditation. So we're going to bring our fingertips onto the pads the palms, thumbs gently rest on the temples. The elbows are kind of like at a 45-degree angle, not so much like this. 45-degree angle. We're gently clenching the back molars, saying sa, ta, na, ma, while we mentally say that to ourselves. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the shoulders, and the neck and the jaw. Okay, let's come into pigeon pose. So we're going to come onto all fours, and then we're going to bring the right knee across, bring the left leg down. Take some deep breaths here. And then bring that left foot in. We're gonna do that on the other side. So bring the left leg across. Right foot in. Stretch that left foot out. And let's come back into a seated position. We're going to come into a twist. We're going to bring the right foot over the left. Bring the right hand to the back. Bring the elbow to the knee. Then we're going to sit really tall. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Back to the center. Release the hands, release the legs. We're going to do that on the other side. So bring the left leg over the right knee. Flex the right foot. We're going to bring the hand behind us. Bring your elbows to your knees. Sit up really tall. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Bring a look to the left as far as we can. We're activating the twist with our eyes. And then we're going to come back to center. We're going to release that. And let's come into a seated position. And we're going to spend the last couple of minutes chanting. Chanting raises your energy. And so we're going to do it together. So they're saying, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Jio. So we're going to sit in easy pose. We're just going to repeat after them. Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Jio, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Jio. 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 We're chanting from the navel point. Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Jio. 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 Before meridian points, when you chant, your tongue hits different meridians. meridian points in your mouth, activates different energies. By chanting or raising our energy, raising our frequency. Getting the Kundalini to rise up through the spine with the use of sound, vibration. Okay, let's come onto our backs and come into Shavasana. Let your feet fall to each side, palms face up. Take up as much space on your mat here as you'd like. Start to relax. Just let your brow smooth over. Just let your eyes relax. You can let the little muscles at the corner of your eyes relax. Imagine a slight smile at the corner of the eyes. Your jaw relax. Let your tongue fall back into the roof of your mouth. Imagine a slight smile at the corner of the lips. Just relaxing your shoulders here. See if you can feel the tension melting from ice to water, from water to gas. Coming down to your fingers. If you can feel the life that lives in your fingers right now. Pulsing, tingling. Feeling the life that's here right now. A moment and focus on your heart and see what's there. Frustrated, frustrated or sad. Maybe you're full of joy. So whatever's there, just take note of it. Just add a smile. Covering anything over, just adding a smile. Just focusing on your belly, let your belly relax. Adding a smile at the navel. Letting your pelvis relax. Adding a smile from hip to hip. Feeling the length and the volume of your legs as they take up space on the mat. See if you can feel each part of your body as a whole right now. And gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Life back into your limbs. Bring your arm up over your head. Roll over onto your side. And then let's come up into a seated position. Eyes closed. Bring your hands to your heart. Then we'll end with spirit to spirit and healing streams of grace. So acknowledge your spirit. Focus on the center of your chest. If you don't see a color, just make one up. Acknowledge your healing guides, your ancestors, your guardian angels, and the higher power. We'll ask for healing streams of grace to come in and fill in the blank. Just thank the healing streams of grace. Thank you. And thank you for coming to my class. Namaste.